Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft with a little bit of vintage Woodscraft for you. Now, surplus has been one of the great resources for the woodsman and the woods loafer and the tramper and the trekker and the guys like you and I, the bushcrafters and the woodcrafters, probably as long as there's been a country here. Because as military equipment became obsolete, it was quite often offered up to the civilian population at a really good price. So there's a lot of stuff that over the years has become surplus. Now, my personal experience, right now I'm wearing a surplus U.S. Army 5-button wool sweater. I'm wearing surplus pants. I use a lot of surplus gear because for the most part it's really good gear. But let's talk about the classic days of woodscraft. The late 1800s, early 1900s. What was the surplus of the day then? Well, I've got a piece of kit right now that was surplus then and was used a lot back in the day. It's a modern reproduction, but I wanted to introduce it to you. And it's this. This is an 1878, I believe it is, U.S. Army Haversack. Issue type Haversack. Now it's got closures and all kinds of pocket stuff on it, and this is a modern reproduction that's meant for the Indian Wars reenactor type deal, the cavalry of the Old West. But this would also have been surplus by the 1890s and definitely by the early 1900s. This is what you'd get out of Bannermans and stuff like that, was these canvas haversacks. So let me readjust the camera and lay it out for you and show you how this was designed. Okay, stay with me. Okay, here's the bag, and it's about 10 by 14 inches. And it's very similar to the old haversacks of the late Revolutionary War time period in size and scope. Let's start with the strap. It's a canvas web strap with an adjustable buckle right here. And then the way that it attaches to the main bag is you have a leather tab with an eye hole and a buckle, but only one single hole. You just simply slide it through, line it up, and do like that. This is the equivalent of a quick disconnect for the day. Remember, this is going to be worn by troopers who are going to be in combat. All you had to do is grab this tab, pull, and zap, the whole thing would fall off of you. So that's the reason it was designed this way. It was not for adjustment this way, it was for quick off. You would grab the tab, pull, and then it would come back off, just like that. So this is a sort of a quick disconnect. Next, let's look at the main body. Got a great big flap with the US on it. And then the front closure is two canvas strips reinforced with brass grommets. These run through buckles on the bottom so that you could anchor it down. And there's several adjustments. So you could wad up a piece of, let's say, a jacket or something and put in here, and then bow this down tightly and anchor it and lock it. Opening it up, we see that the top flap actually has another compartment inside of it. Now what I've got in here is a reusable space blanket, but whatever would slide in here, and you could just use it as a flat pocket like that right there, or you could grab this inner flap, lift up, and tuck what was in there underneath, and that would keep it from falling in and out as you open and close the bag. Very useful. I think rain gear would go in here, or possible other pieces of gear would fit in here pretty easily like that. And also like this, you see I'm using that space blanket. That's kind of like a frame and keeps the pack sitting upright. Now on the front, there is a large kind of, 1 inch and a quarter stand out pocket with a closure. Now what I've got in here is my stitched gear tender bundle right now. It fits in there perfect. But what went in here was your meat can. And this is what your daily meat ration went into. And here's a picture of what a 1870s meat can looked like right here. That was to keep this upright and easy to get to, and being sealed up in the can on the outside kept any contamination from getting into your stuff on the inside, or at least tried to. But the Stitch Gear Tender Bundle fits this perfect. Nice and snug, goes in there. And so I've always got it handy. Right there. Just a simple closure, comes over the top. And then you've got the main body. And I've just got my Haversack contents that I normally carry, and I've covered this before in other videos, down here in this bag, including I carry my emergency kit that I've talked about, that's a reusable space blanket, a drum bin liner, stakes cord, and emergency shelter right there. I got that bottom of the crossways of it. So you get to see the size of this bag, how big it is. Now I'm going to get you a close-up here in a minute where you can see the details a little bit better. But really, to me, this is almost the size of a small backpack. I mean, it would work as a rucksack if you ask me. But now let me get you close and let you see construction a little bit better. Okay, you can see the sewn reinforced edges. Sewn here. There's the bottom of it with the front flat buckles. You have the tapes that have been sewed down right there. Here is the zigzag reinforcements for the connectors for the shoulder strap of it. There's an up close of the flap and an up close of how the internal flap closes. And then you've got the size of the main body, which is just a great big old bag. Now, of course, they mark it for historic reference to this Waterloo arsenal. That was the military arsenal. This is reproduction, of course. So, that is the main body of the bag. It carries everything I got. But we're going to start a little project with this. Put all this stuff back in here. Seal that up. Close it up. And these openings are easy to open and close one-handed. And that was the idea. So the trooper could reach back and open it up. The modern equivalent of this in military by the, like the 1960s was a butt pack that we wore on our butt. So this is the 1878 Haversack. Now, I've got it where it rides about where I like a Haversack to ride on me. And this is actually a little bigger than I would normally carry a Haversack. But I want to do it for an experiment. Okay? Now, you notice it's untreated white linen type canvas. And it seems to be a fairly good construction. But this white bag will shine like a neon sign. You know I ain't going to carry it in the woods like this. So that's the next step. And the next step is we're going to dye it and we're going to make it more woods friendly. We're going to make a few little modifications to it to better suit my needs. And that will be the next video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And please leave any questions or comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.